Hi there, this is Amy with amysewingstudio.com and Simple Sewing for Beginners. We are at our final video for making fabric masks. I have been trying to figure out what I'm going to say while I show you how to do these pleats. I'm going to try and give you the measurements as best as I can, and this is something where you're just going to have to watch what they say, watch and learn. Okay, so this is what the finished mask looks like. This is the top of the mask, and this is the bottom. And after we get these pleats pinned, we're going to go to the sewing machine, and you'll sew, that's probably 3/8 of an inch to, it's about 3/8 of an inch in from the sides, and you'll just sew a line all the way down just to stitch down the folds underneath. And I will make sure you do a back stitch. I stitch forward over one of these folds, and then I did a back stitch, and I stitched forward again, and then all the way down, and then back stitched over the second fold, and then forward all the way down, and then back stitch your thread. And I did that on both sides of the mask just to make the stitching a little bit stronger and more reinforced. So here we go for the folds. The first fold we're going to work on, this top fold right here. You can see I kind of ironed some lines in here to make this a little bit easier. From the top edge of the mask to this first fold line is 1 1/4 inches. And what I've been doing is just kind of using my fingers actually, just eyeballing like the 1 1/4, and then I pinch it and you'll get your first fold. And then on this side of the fold you have a 1/2 inch here, and what we're going to do is fold this part of the fold just equally right on top of the next little bit of fabric, just like that. So you've got your 1 1/4 inches, you got your 1/2 inch, and then the 1/2 inch again right there where the fold is going to land, and we're going to pin this in place. And we're only doing 2 pleats, so thank goodness. Pin that one. Okay, so now we're coming down to the second one. You're going to leave about just a very, very little bit between this pleat and the top of this next pleat. There's probably about a half inch to 3/4 for the top of this next pleat. So you can measure with your ruler. One second. I'll get my little clear ruler here. And you can see from the folded edge on the first pleat to about the fold on this one is about 3/4 of an inch. So we're going to make our second fold at 3/4 of an inch. And what we're going to do with this fold line, I'll move this over, is we're going to pinch it and we're going to bring it down on this mask. We're going to measure up about 1 1/2 inches, which will put us right there from the bottom of the mask. It's 1 1/2 inches where my finger is. We're going to bring this fold and we're going to fold it to that 1 1/2 inch mark, about right there. Okay, I'm doing the same thing on the other side, and we'll pin it. And there's how the mask folds look. So again, you have about 1 1/4 inches here, and underneath there, from down to the table where the other fabric lies, is 1/2 inch there. And we actually stick the ruler in all the way. It's about 1 1/4 inches. And from the fold to this fold, it's about 3/4 of an inch. Okay. And then from this fold down to the table again is about 1/2 an inch. Okay. And then we have about 1 1/2 inches. There's a 1/2 inch and the 1 up to the second fold. So don't get frustrated if it takes you a couple times to figure this out. The easiest thing that I would say is I'll write out these measurements in the written description, but you can go to the ironing board and iron in your folds to make it just a little bit easier. And if you need to use your ruler or your tape measure and with your fabric marking pencil and just put a couple lines on the fabric so you can see what you're doing, go ahead and do that. So now you've got this pinned, so then you're going to go to the sewing machine and you're going to stitch. You're going to do your stitch line about 1/2 inch in and go forward, back stitch over the first pleat, and then go forward, back stitch over the second pleat, and then finish your line. And when you get done, that's what your finished mask looks like. And this is the final video for the fabric face mask. I hope you guys learned a bunch of beginner tips, and hopefully you'll want to make more than one face mask. So thanks for watching. Again, this is Amy with amysewingstudio.com and Simple Sewing for Beginners. Thanks, bye.